Disney ABC's Jimmy Kimmel is back at it again, this time weighing in on who he wants to be the next Disney CEO. Can you believe it? It's a rehabilitation campaign, perhaps, for Dana Walden, who was slimed by the legacy media as the woman in charge of the crime of canceling Jimmy Kimmel Live. Today, we'll tell you what's really going on. Get ready, folks. It's the kind of news you won't find anywhere else. Hello, friends, and welcome back. It's a joy to have you here with us. We're coming to you from somewhere sunny USA, the studio that is glistening every time you're listening to what we have to say. And what we have to say, folks, and frankly, we've got a lot to say about this situation with Jimmy Kimmel, who seems to be wanting to weigh in on the politics and the financial decisions of Disney. He's uncancelable. He's uncancelable, I tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're uncancelable so long as you click that like button and drop a comment down below. Let's dive into what's really going on with Jimmy Kimmel. Is he aiming for another season from a friendly CEO in need of a Jimmy Kimmel life raft? Well, did he well. Jimmy Kimmel wants Dana Walden to be the CEO. Ha ha, boy. Folks, this gets spicier and spicier by the minute. Rehabilitation campaign for Dana Walden, please, on aisle Jimmy. But he doesn't want to talk about his late night future. This is by Peter White, and it's coming to you on October 8th. So, it's recent because it came out right about midnight. Jimmy Kimmel opened up about the events of the last month, as well as his thoughts on the future leadership of Disney and whether he'd ever invite the Orange Man. He'd never go on his show in the first wide-ranging interview since the Furor. We're going to pronounce that carefully, given what that could be mistaken with. Kimmel didn't, however, want to discuss his own late-night future. Oh, I'm so surprised. Speaking to the Bloomberg Screen Time event, Kimmel broke down the timeline of the days after his comments on the killer of Charlie Kirk that kicked off a major storm and credited Disney Entertainment co-chairman Dana Walden with helping work it out. Now, you all know from watching this channel over and over that Dana Walden, who is the head of basically all of the linear content for Disney, she's the head of TV for Disney, and she wants to be the next CEO. It's down to basically two people, her versus the Disney Parks guy, Josh D'Amaro. Dana Walden is besties with Kamala Harris, right? And she's politically aligned with Jimmy Kimmel. But Dana Walden was slimed recently because it came out that she was the one on the phone with Jimmy Kimmel letting him go. When they hauled the furniture out of the theater, we're told, that was Dana Walden. And they had to go back and bring Jimmy Kimmel back. Kimmel revealed that he didn't think there was a big problem with his comments. What a loser. What a piece of garbage, as they say. But rather saw it as distortion on the part of right-wing news networks. This is what Jimmy, by the way, wanted to say when he came back on his show. This is what he wanted to do. This is the comment he wanted to tell you. So don't believe for a minute when he's out there crying. He's trying to keep himself on the air. Okay? Jimmy Kimmel's a bad dude. He's an hombre negativo. He said he had really good conversations with Disney CEO Bob Iger and Walden after the decision to take Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air. Quote, "These are people that I've known for a long time and who I like very much, and we all wanted this to work out best. First of all, I ruined Dana's weekend. It was just nonstop phone calls all weekend, but I don't think the result, which I think turned out to be very positive, would have been as positive if I hadn't talked to Dana as much as I did, because it helped me think everything through. It helped me understand where everyone was coming from, because I can sometimes be reactionary, although he says now he did nothing wrong." Later in the discussion, he lied about a national tragedy. Later in the discussion, Kimmel said that he thought Walden should become the next CEO of Disney. After joking that he is never in the conversation, he said, "It would be very foolish for me to answer that question, but I happen to love Dana Walden very much. And I think she's done a great job. I think that what has happened over the last 3 weeks, I think was very unfair to my bosses at Disney. I don't think anyone should ever be put in a position like this." So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a cleanup. This is Jimmy Kimmel now coming out because Dana Walden was humiliated when her name was attached to Jimmy Kimmel going off the air because it's completely opposed to her politics, but they thought they had to get rid of him. It wasn't until Hollywood came in and said, "No, you're not allowed to cancel this man. We won't give you directors. We won't give you actors. We won't give you producers, writers, nothing, Disney, until you put Kimmel back." And then Dana Walden had to walk it back. And Dana Walden, I don't believe, liked to be attached to this either. I think that Wall Street is the one that told Iger and Walden, "Get rid of this man." But guess what? Dana Walden's name was out there, and now Jimmy Kimmel has to fix it. He's got to fix it because Walden and Kimmel are attached at the hip, and if she is the CEO, folks, he might be back again. That's the message I have for you. His contract's up in August. The new CEO gets announced next year. Dana Walden might keep him. Josh D'Amaro might not. Panel, what say you about this slip-up for Jimmy?
Here's the thing about Jimmy Kimmel. If you look at Jimmy Fallon is working on a Wordle game show. Jimmy Kimmel currently has Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I think that even though they've gone political partisan with all of these late night shows, they want to pretend like the regular path for disgraced or exiting former late night shows is still there by moving them all to game shows and other traditional hosting duties. Dana Walt is in charge of television for the entirety of Disney, and I have to think that Jimmy Kimmel is just brown nosing a little bit in order to make sure that the grass is greener over there, and he's contributed to watering the grass over there.
You don't think, Jonas? You don't think that Dana Walden talked to Jimmy Kimmel and said, "Hey, we got to fix this. My name is attached to this now, and that's not good. Can you get out there and throw me an assist?" You don't think that happened?
Well, maybe she did, but I think that Jimmy Kimmel would be inclined anyways to praise Dana Walden because Dana Walden is his boss and is more directly his boss than Bob Iger, who's supposed to be gone this time next year. They still haven't announced who the next CEO is going to be, and Bob Iger is still pretending like they don't know at this point, which is ridiculous. Considering that he's been in power since 2005. He still can't.
But think about this, Jonas, and everybody get in on this, okay? Everybody get on this. How does Josh D'Amaro, the guy who's over Disney Parks, who's supposedly the front runner for the CEO position, how does he feel? Because I legitimately don't know if I'm Josh D'Amaro, if I like this or don't like this. How's Josh D'Amaro feel when Jimmy Kimmel says he wants Dana as the CEO of Disney after Bob Iger?
Did you say Culture Casino?
This is the most awkward pause we've ever done on the show.
I think Culture, are you muted?
Did you direct that at me?
Yeah.
What was the question?
I think Culture just phased out on us for a moment. Culture, if you're Josh D'Amaro, are you happy that Jimmy Kimmel wants you as CEO or no?
Josh D'Amaro is the least offensive option that they would have staying internal. But at the same time, I don't think Jimmy's going to help or hurt either of the candidates that you guys have been talking about, because I think Dana Walden is the worst for Disney long term because she's so neo-Marxist. She's part of a lot of boards and groups that are basically trying to disassemble the United States and turn us into some socialist paradise like Canada. At least we're not going the cartel direction like Mexico. But I'm just saying.
Where's my bell? Where's my bell?
I'm here to make friends. Can't you tell? But no,
talk about the greenhouses next. What do you got?
No, I'm going to talk about this man. He's disliked, and honestly, he said it in his non-apology return to television that I don't think anything I say will matter much, and I agree. Nobody's going to change their opinion about Jimmy Kimmel, Josh D'Amaro, or Dana Walden if Jimmy endorses one or the other, because he's that inconsequential of a human being. He's not an intellectual giant. Nobody looks at him for business advice or anything else. So, I'm fine. I'm fine if Disney makes a decision that's outside of the company, and I think they'll have a better chance of getting somebody who can do it rather than, the current leadership, which is all a bunch of failures. And those failures include the two people we've mentioned, Dana Walden and Josh D'Amaro.
Culture, is there any truth to the idea that during that long pause of dead air when you didn't dare respond, that big glue had gotten to you?
No, not at all. No, but big farming is attacking me right now. So that's
big farming, not pharma.
Yeah. No.
You're on the side of big epoxy. Big
epoxy is petrochemical.
Nat, let's talk about the situation with Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not sure it's meant to move the needle when it comes to who's actually going to be the CEO. I think it's a political play. Like, I think the reason that Jimmy's bragging about Dana is because she wants to be in the good graces of the left. That's her cause. That's not just du jour. That's for her entire life. And she came out of this with a black eye, maybe because of Bob Iger. And Jimmy Kimmel's coming to her rescue now, saying, no. She's great. We wouldn't be back on the air if it wasn't for Dana. She didn't make this call. We love her. We love some Dana.
But honestly, I kind of agree with culture where it's, do we actually want to say, like, do we want Disney to be saved, or do we want it to maybe implode and just either start anew eventually, or just find better things and just buy the DVDs and VHSs from ages ago that we still like, the ones they haven't changed, and just let it implode on itself, and maybe from the ashes something new can be reborn. But I don't know, with all the, even the board and the CEOs, everything within Disney has become corrupted. So is there even any chance to try to save it other than complaining? But they don't seem to care, and they don't even seem to care to even understand where the culture is now heading elsewhere as well.
Jonas, what do you make of these rumors that we've been hearing lately that James Gorman is in favor of Josh D'Amaro, but Bob Iger and his wife want Dana to be, the next head of Disney? What do you make of that the institutions might prefer Josh D'Amaro? Clearly, Bob Iger and his ilk, like Jimmy Kimmel, they want Dana, but that might not be the way this goes if the business people have their say.
So I would say that Josh D'Amaro probably comes from a more park-centered background, and it would be great for the company that makes all of its money from parks if they could
We're not supposed to say that, Jonas.
Company.
They get really mad when we say that out loud. They get really mad.
Right. And when I say all of its money, the Tylenol crowd out there would probably have an issue with me saying they make all of their money from parks. They make a lot of their money from parks. I don't mean literally every cent that they make. The Dana Walden is a Hollywood executive, and that means that she gets along with Bob Iger. She's also a woman, so Bob Iger would very much like to break the glass ceiling for Milady on his way out. He'd like to have one more superlative that he can say about himself. She may be the first female CEO of the Walt Disney Company, but Bob Iger was the one to get her there, or something ridiculous like that. Right. Bob Iger has had the task of choosing his successor since 2005. He did it one time, and it was one of the worst things that he has ever done. Why? Because he stuck around to make sure the guy did the job. And when he didn't do the job the way that Bob would have done it, he actively sabotaged the company. Bob Iger should not have a vote in who is the next CEO of the Walt Disney Company. It should be James Gorman, who picks Kevin Mayer to be the next CEO of the Walt Disney Company. But, that would make too much sense.
Yes, absolutely. Well, folks, we're going to pay attention to this. I don't know that Jimmy has a say, but that might not be what he was up to anyway. This may be a PR campaign to rehabilitate the image of one Dana Walden. We'll see what happens. But Jimmy is going far beyond the typical moves of a late night host, now weighing in on who should be at the forefront, the mostest at the House of Mouse. Folks, that's Jimmy Kimmel for you, though, always running his mouth. We must bid adieu for now, but folks, I encourage you, if you enjoyed this kind of video, well, we have plenty more and more on the way every single day. We do it for you. Check out the WDW Pro channel and go click on videos. You can see the most recent ones and enjoy all the stuff we're talking about, and hopefully give us some feedback, because we would love to cater what we're doing for you. You are the consumer. You are our valued guest. It's how entertainment companies once upon a time treated the people who bought their stuff, and we're still doing it here. Folks, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, as we get ready to say goodbye, we always say this because we think you indeed are special and matter. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.